isolate those and work on those. But you're going to get me on a team. Guess what you're going to get with me? I'm a winner. I'm going to go out to win. If I'm on your team to finish a thing, a project, I'm going to help you finish that thing. Not only finish it, I'm going to put it in the state championship. I'm going to take it up. So that's what you guys got to do. Don't give up on things. So let me ask you now about what your thoughts are. What you can ask me about music, about Native people, about whatever you want. But ask a question. Don't tell me about your dog. And we're gonna have to speak loud so everybody can hear. I'll start with you first. Crosse.
What is your necklace made out of?
Did you all hear her?
Yeah.
What is my necklace made out of? It's glass beads. It's beadwork. That's a good question. Way back. Yep.
What kind of degree did you get?
I got a bachelor. Bachelor of Science degree.
I was gonna say you got a master's degree.
That'll be the next one. I have two sisters that have masters and doctorates. I'm going to catch up to them. They kind of took me off because they got another one. Yes.
Where do you live?
Where I live? In Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. What's your language?
So my language is the Mohican language, and it's Algonquin, actually the Algonquin language, which is Eastern Woodlands, related to the Ojibwe and some of the tribes up here. Yep.
What does it feel like to win a Grammy?
What does it feel like to win a Grammy? The first one was very exciting, but it didn't do anything for my career. It was really weird. It did nothing. It was exciting because I was with a lot of rock and roll crazy people out there. It was exciting. But by the third one rocked. I was featured in a big article. Nashville won that year. Was 2010. Taylor Swift was there with me. Taylor Swift. I won. I think Tim McGraw won. Kings of Leon won. They're from Nashville. They won the best rock album. Taylor won best album. I won best Native American album. We were all in the same room. All these big stars. So that was exciting. She's good looking. She's like this tall. I mean, she's very sweet. She's funny because I saw her a couple weeks later. I was in a Chinese restaurant with a friend of mine. He was sort of a nerd. We were like eating. He and I like a couple nerds, and this woman and her manager is kind of short and stumpy, and this tall girl comes in with a hat on, so she had her hair tucked in, and was looking around the restaurant. And all of a sudden, she comes up to me, gets on her knees, says, "How are you doing? It's good to see you." I go, and I just sort of blew it off. I'm doing good, great, thanks. That's Taylor Swift. You know? It was Taylor Swift. She was eating in this cheap Chinese restaurant with a hat on, so no one would recognize her and stuff. But no, it was fun. The funnest thing was people watching. I think just seeing all movie stars who don't know how to sing, and a bunch of athletes and rock stars. And I saw what's her name? Lady Gaga performed for the first time with Elton John back then, and people like that. That was fun.
How long have you been a musician?
How long have I been a musician? A professional musician since high school, but I've been playing music since I was 9 years old. Yes.
Have you met anybody from like today's music other than Taylor Swift?
Have you met anybody from today's music? A few, not really. I just stand back. You know what happens in the music field is I don't want to meet too many because I'm not starstruck by any of these guys. 'Cause some of them drive me nuts, and I don't want to get influenced by them. So I see them and stuff, and the great thing is they know who I am, so that's cool with me. But no, I'm not too into the new stuff. I mean, Bruno Mars, he's cool. I mean, it's cool to see him on a thing, but I'm just so sick of that hip hoppy weird jumping up and down music. It's like all that stuff, but it's okay. He's pretty dang talented. Yes? No, I never did. I just was on a plane with him. By the time I got to know their family, he was already very sick. And no, but the cool thing is that John Carter Cash, you can tell he's got the DNA, and the family, and it's like it's such a beautiful thing to be with the sons of these giants. And, you know, I know Waylon Jennings' son, Shooter Jennings, a friend of mine. Roy Orbison's son's a best friend of mine. And these guys were. There's an immediate passing on of the DNA in those guys. You can just feel it. It's very powerful. Yep.
In the classroom in wrestling last year, I said that you opened up to Tori Amos. Did you actually perform with her?
Yeah, I did 297 dates with Tori Amos. I'm in a book with her called After All These Years, and also I'm in a book with Pearl Jam called 5 Against 1. If you ever look up that book, I think it's online. You'll see a chapter on me in there with Pearl Jam. But those were in the 90s. I toured with Pearl Jam and Tori Amos. That's a lot of dates. It was 298 dates, not missing a night. I was on the road. Boom, 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 boom. We went from Seattle all the way to New York City. Then New York City, we went to Canada, all the way from this part of Canada all the way back to Seattle again, then back down again, and around the whole. And every time we go, we were filling first 1,500, 2,000 seaters, and by the time we got to the second time around, she was filling 20,000 seats. And we were playing huge arenas. So I don't like the big arenas that much. I mean, she was making the money, I wasn't making that money. I like the little places.
Okay, have you done, so how many tours have you gone?
I don't know how many tours.
And how many records?
How many records? I think I've got about 20
What?
CDs.
What's your favorite Indian dish?
Favorite Indian dish? I don't know if I have my favorite Indian food, which is, I don't know if you can call it Indian food, but it's fry bread. Yeah, I was a fry bread contest judge up in the Lac de Flambeau reservation. That was pretty not the healthiest thing, but yes.
How many times have you performed in the Crosse?
Oh, thousands. I have no idea. Ever since I got out of high school, I've been playing here in little clubs and played a lot of concerts here. And what's funny is they don't hire me for Oktoberfest anymore. I used to play that. I haven't played it in years.
You should
I know, I'd like to. Tell them to hire me.
Okay.
Let's get my band here. Yes.
What did you get your Grammys for?
Got my Grammys for Best Native American Recordings, 2005, 2006, and 2010. Yes.
How big was the buck?
How big was that buck? You mean that snort in it? I have no idea. He was pretty big. Any buck was big for me then because I hadn't got my deer yet. But you ever had a deer? Ever heard a deer snort? Buck snort? You never heard?
Oh, those are.
It'll scare the heck out of you, especially when they're right behind you. Way in the back. I'm not going to answer that. Yes. What?
Oh my God, that was just a beaver. What places have you traveled?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
What places have you traveled?
Every state except Hawaii. I've played Alaska. I've played Alaska, all over Canada, every province in Canada. I played all over Europe, and I played every state in the United States except Hawaii. So I played everywhere. I love the United States. In fact, I love the United States better than Europe. I just really love it. What?
Did you learn?
To speak the Indian language?
No, English.
English? Oh, I grew up speaking English. The Indian language was pretty much hidden. I had to seek it out because it can't be used on our reservation. There's only 1,600 tribal members, so it's sort of useless. Like when you go out to the Navajo reservation, there's 250,000 Navajos, and they still use it. So they have radio stations there that only speak in Navajo. Did you know that? I go out there and play. So you go there and you'll be listening to Yate Naka Ace Hardware. And they don't have a Navajo word for Ace Hardware, but they'll be speaking all in Navajo. So you're like a foreigner in their country, which is cool. Yes?
Okay.
I know somewhere in Wisconsin where they said the radio station is like all like that. And so basically like older songs. Like
That's WOJB.
I think that's it.
That's it, WOJB Radio. You should
I like that.
go online to find it. It's an award-winning public radio station run by the Ojibwe Nation, which I started playing. It's an excellent station. Cool.
Yes.
How long did it take you
How long it take me to play the Indian flute? A few years, quite a few years. It's not as easy as it looks. It's pretty tough. It's in the gym. You can look me up. I'm on Pandora. Do you know where Pandora is?
Yes.
Go to Bill Miller. I'm on Pandora. They just put stuff on there. No, I want stuff. Oh, go behind you. That's right. You're next.
Okay, how did you make the arrows?
Arrows, we didn't. They made arrows, but I used the arrows from the store. But we made the bows.
What are they made? So
The
what did
arrows
you
were
make
made. I don't know what kind of wood we used. I can't quite remember. But the branches they took, they would soften them and they would harden them with fire, and then they would carve in and they would bend them a certain way. It's a long process. You can look that up online too. It's every tribe made them different woods and stuff. Beautiful. I like them. There's a whole society right now. You can look up. It's called primitive bow hunting, and the guys are all into that, and those type of bow hunting is coming back again. It's pretty cool. Who hasn't asked me a question?
What is your favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument? It's guitar.
What school did you go to?
What schools did I go to? You mean colleges?
Yeah.
Or the schools I went to, I don't know the little public schools in Wisconsin, but I went to UWL, went to Lane School of Art and Design, UWM, and then back here again. Milwaukee.
Which UWL did you go to? Crosse?
Yeah. You guys taking off?
Thank you so much. We're almost done with school.
Oh, okay.
We have two different schedules.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Bye, Grandma.
Bye. What's up? Favorite celebrity I met? I hate to put anybody above anybody, but I guess what happened, he's dead now, his name is Jeff Buckley. I met this guy named Jeff Buckley. But Jeff Buckley would be Eddie Vedder, Jeff Buckley, and I love Arlo Guthrie, he's a friend of mine. Richie Havens just passed away. He used to take me on the road. Both those guys, I toured with for years, a long time. There's too many people, I don't want to favor anybody, but some great people out there. Yeah.
Does anyone in your family wear glasses?
Does anyone in my family wear glasses?
You've got your big family.
I don't think so. I don't know. They might wear contacts. I have to wear glasses. I mean, I don't wear glasses. I have one contact. Are you an optometrist or something?
No. What's an optometrist? White actor. What was it like being playing
Pocahontas, what was it like playing? That was pretty intense. I was with a symphony orchestra, and they were in the studio, and luckily I had a flute in the right key, because you can't change an orchestra. So I had to watch a film, and they had it all numbered, and the conductor goes boom, and I had to start playing. They cut a lot of my good stuff out because I jammed with it. They cut some of it. But you can listen to it. It's on the Pocahontas soundtrack. There's two versions of it in the movie. The one that's in the movie isn't the one I'm on. The one at the end with the trailer when the movie's over, then she sings it again, and it's Vanessa Williams. When it's Vanessa Williams singing, that's me playing flutes. You can hear me on the blue corn moon, whatever she says, and I'm playing the flutes in the background. She's a nice lady. We did an NBC television special. Yeah, she's a very nice lady. I don't like TV that much.
What's the story behind the Johnny Cash necklace?
The story behind it? Well, we were doing a television show. I don't know if you knew this, but Johnny Cash was born in Arkansas, and he was born in a cotton field, and they're redoing his home. The University of Arkansas is redoing his home, rebuilt it, and they made it into a museum, so you can actually go there now and see where Johnny was born. We did a concert at the University of Arkansas with Chris Christopherson and a bunch of big country stars, and I was in that concert. At the end of it, the Cash family came up to me with a gift and said, "We want you to have this," and they put it on my neck, and it was this That's the story. They just gave it to me. He said, "You remember?"